Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you for the new moon in Taurus, the Seven of Wands. And this is describing what I believe is your journey, your path towards greater self-knowledge, a greater understanding of your gifts. This comes out of a deep acceptance of who you are, and this willingness to allow your strength of purpose and focus to flow and guide you towards your goals. You may not even know what your goals are concretely, but you're committed to the best expression of yourself possible. And you do that by continuing to set very clear boundaries in your life. It's unfortunate that we can't just do this once and it sticks. Instead, you will find yourself continuing to say no to those things that you know don't work for you. There is a tendency to look back over your shoulder here at former relationships, allies, activities that you once enjoyed, but you've since realized were not for your highest good. That doesn't mean that everybody has to be on your path or be moving to the same drummer that you are. Instead, it means feeling respected, heard, valued, and supported for who you are and whatever you need to do to achieve that. And so this self-assertion of those boundaries is really a healthy way of measuring yourself, not testing yourself, but measuring your progress towards and commitment to your own deeper integrity. This is a general reading, Cancer. It's not going to resonate for all of you. I welcome all of you that are familiar to me, those of you that are new to me. I appreciate the time that you're taking with me. And before we get started, I pulled from the Yogic Path Oracle the Parvati card, and this is in reference to the way that you are aspiring to the collective good, your contribution to the extent that you can offer it up, express it, share it with others. And I'm reading the reversed interpretation. Like a body with no spinal cord, you may have lost your grounding and become loose, floating in every direction. What is it you are committed to? A person with no commitments is like a wave with no direction. It's crucial to always have direction in life, and that direction should always be pointing inward. Spiritual development is a journey that unfolds only when you begin to walk the path. Recommit yourself to your daily practice and watch your life slowly rebuild its cord of connection. If that is a confirmation for some of you, I'm going to put Parvati aside here, and we'll return to that at the end of the reading as a measure of your journey. Okay? It is not a test, however. For your the way you're showing up in the world, how others see you, the judgment couldn't be any clearer. You feel in many ways as though you are at that place where your consciousness, your awareness of yourself is perfectly clear. Your skills, what you can contribute to others, what you've learned about your various struggles and hardships overcome, the path of your self-expression, the purpose of your life. This feels like it's underscoring this sense of acceptance that you've made to yourself, this commitment you've made to your own growth, your own happiness on your own terms. And this comes as a time when you don't have to do anything to be shedding the light, to be spreading the love that you are. You've been on this path of self-acceptance for such a long time and through a lot of resistance, particularly from others. very likely from others that we would consider intimates. You've had to define your own soul family, your own tribe, and you've learned, perhaps you've always known, that whatever difference others see in you has been your blessing, heaped upon the incredible blessings that you are in terms of your compassion and empathy for others. In the first house, your perspective feels as though you are in this very empowered place where you are choosing you. And I see that as being supported by the overall theme. In the past, where as a result of your tremendous compassion and awareness of the needs of others, you have often become entangled or enmeshed in your need for service to others who are in need. And now you are clear about how that can mask a lack of commitment to self. And in the present moment, you're very clear that all of your decisions, all of your choices revolve around ways that you can serve yourself best. And that serving self best, that choosing self, is really about the capacity to be of greater service, based and founded upon your own health, your own balance. This is not looking for the answers in others. This is not expecting others to rescue us. This is not believing we can rescue others. This is really understanding that relationships are built on trust, and trust comes over time. And that is the recognition that our deepest connections support us to do the work individually and or together for a greater purpose. In the fourth house, the house of your soul, your family, even your roots, the Knight of Pentacles is encouraging you to plan your stability and security at this time. You may be actually exercising or drawing upon wise investments you've made in the past, but it feels as though you're re-strategizing your resources in order to apply them to your current situation, perhaps to reinvest in new ways. And that can include into yourself, into your talents, into those things that you desire as a means of being increasingly grounded, stable, and secure in this very uncertain world we live in. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, the Queen of Wands. This is about your utter confidence, the growth and perhaps recovery you're experiencing that is encouraging you to live in your body. And this is very important, particularly for those of you that are on some kind of a spiritual path. It's important that we don't float away, and that may sound facetious, but it's actually very real that you don't want to become ungrounded, that you're taking care of your body, you're eating well, you're aware of your material circumstances. Being comfortable is important. This is translating into a kind of radiance and erotic appeal, magnetism, charisma that others are sensing from your presence. This may not be something new for many of you, but it is encouraging you and reinforcing the way that you are applying all the best methods of self-care and healing to yourself. And that's important to you now. I'm not sure if it's because perhaps you're getting into your senior years when any validation or verification that we continue to be healthy, strong, feels very validating. And yet, I feel that this magnetism is a feature as well as to your commitment to a particular spouse or partner. So I do see, I'm getting the energy of long-term grounded foundation in a way that you are the apple of your intimate partner's, your loved one's eyes. You are adored, you are cherished, and that inspires you to stay healthy, stay grounded, and to continue to be your inspirational self. I'm going to pull a crystal oracle card, and out flies the Pry-Knight, and the key word is trust. I trust myself and the divine flow of the universe. So I am getting really strong health vibes from this. I have been for a while, and I think it is so much about the resonance of being well in the body, how the body's well-being is reflected in the world. This also inspires some humanitarian effort that you may be engaged in, where you are contributing in some way to the health of families and children is what comes through most clearly. If you are supporting children, you are supporting families. So they're sort of inextricably entwined. I do believe that you trust yourself in a way that can only be earned from a lifetime of being mistrusted, being suspect in the eyes of others. And that may be a kind of resentment or envy that you have undergone as a result of your difference. Whatever that difference is, there's a way that others envy either some quality you have, some great beauty, some great charm, some great compassion or empathy. Perhaps you had the attention of a parent that was enviable. And that comes through really strongly, that you were admired by a parent. You may have been the caretaker of a parent. In the first house, the Lovers is clarified here by the Nine of Swords. I'm going to turn this around so I don't keep pulling upside down cards. This is really releasing suffering as a result of the ability to choose yourself. So you suffered, you were in pain, you were hurt, you were betrayed. Others took from you with no even pretense of reciprocating that energy. And for many of you, it is loving attention, care, advisement, listening to others, feeding others. And you have released this idea that life is suffering, that relationships are hard, that family hurts in so many ways. And instead, you have released that through your awareness that you've learned through all of this suffering to choose yourself, to trust yourself, to trust your instincts about others who you suspect of taking you for granted. And in that way, you almost don't have to go through that dance any longer. You are clear about who is on your side, who values you, who wants to help you and support you. And so all your choices are made on that basis, not on the basis of a difficult past. In the fourth house, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified. Oh, maybe the deck wasn't upside down. the Warrior of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles, so we've got a double message in your fourth house. Yeah, there's something here about your resources, your money, your home. Perhaps you're contemplating a change. Perhaps you're thinking about selling, moving, or how you can leverage the value of a home into other resources. This is overall home or not home owning. You are really trying to resort your finances so that you are more stable in an unstable time. And for many of you, this feels like you're managing investments, retirement accounts, etc. This doesn't feel like you're looking for income from a job, but you're really using what you have. Perhaps there's a little inheritance to make that stretch. And even if you are considering selling a home or a condo or an apartment, you are looking at how that can translate, perhaps even in another location. In the seventh house, the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Cups. Yeah, indeed, the deck wasn't upside down. The Eight of Cups is about your leaving an old lifestyle behind, an old set of meaningful relationships behind. You've learned all you can. You have gathered strength in so many ways, even if these relationships were trying, were taxing, were difficult, were infuriating. You've gained so much strength, learned so much that you're ready to move on to a greater challenge. And I believe that greater challenge is finding a comfortable expression of your talents, articulating your vision or telling your story in a way that reflects your experience, not the experience of those that have blocked you, harmed you, resisted you. Being clear on your own integrity. That word keeps coming up for some reason. And in the 10th house, the Judgment card is clarified by the Six of Swords. And now it feels very clear to me that you are going somewhere else. It feels like where you're going is on a mission. And this is about some exploration or discovery about a contribution you can make to a specific group of people. I mentioned earlier children in particular, perhaps families in general. It can be in another location, another culture, or a diverse culture, one different from your own, but not far afield. And this is important because it is helping you to soothe some of the wounding of your past, some of the wounding of your own coming of age, perhaps your own family of origin. And it's an acknowledgement of your immense privilege in having the modicum of health that you do, having the modicum of stability and resources you have access to. And this helps you to accept the difficulties in your past with a sense of being where you need to be, having learned the lessons you needed to learn that have strengthened you for this mission that you are planning, that feels as though it is the point of many of your difficult hardships. I'd love to know where you are going or what kind of mission you're imagining for yourself. And if you feel inclined to, please drop that in the comments. And now we're going to look at Parvati again in the upright and see if the goddess of devotion, love, and yoga has new insights for us. You pull upon Parvati when you've taken immense action towards becoming your higher self. In Hindu mythology, Parvati was in love with unattainable Shiva, who was deep in the mountains practicing yoga and detached from the material world. Instead of begging and pleading, Parvati decided to become her highest self and seek enlightenment through yoga. Her family objected, but she headed to the mountains anyway, where she stood in a frigid stream, balancing on one leg for uncountable months or years. Eventually, Shiva felt her immense energy and fell in love with her because of her strength and determination. Parvati represents commitment to practice, unbreakable willpower, and the power of self-transformation. Continue your journey towards enlightenment. If you've enjoyed this content, Cancer, check out more content here, and until next time, namaste.